What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, and in today's video we're checking out the Gondek EDC Hank of the Month Club Hanks for May of 2025. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description where you can find these, but it is two separate subscriptions, the Standard and the XL. The Standard version is $10 a month plus shipping, the XL is $20 a month plus shipping. Both are going to get you a microfiber backed tank with a unique design on the front that doesn't get repeated. It's never sold in their shop. The designs of the two often complement each other, but they're never identical, so if you want to subscribe to both, you can do so without any worries about duplication. The difference between the two is, of course, the sizing. So our Standard, which we have on the left, is 7 inches by 7 inches. The larger of the two, of course, on the right here is the XL, and that one's 11 inches by 11 inches. Feel free to check out the Gondek EDC playlist on the channel. If you want to dive deep into the archives, it goes back several years, so you can see a lot of those previous designs. But for now, let's focus on May of 2025, and we'll start with our Standard as usual. So let's go ahead and turn that one around. And right off the bat, you immediately get those kind of vintagey vibes, has that 60s, 70s feel. Love the colors on this one, really simple pattern as well. Just a great looking hank. I sometimes like when they do these more universal hanks. I like the very specialized hanks as well because they're very fun and unique. But a lot of times when they're themed around a holiday or a season, I feel obligated to carry the hank around that time and then don't end up carrying it the rest of the year. So I like when we get these more universal ones that you can carry year round without really thinking about it. And this definitely has a really fun and interesting pattern. Immediately like this one right as I pulled it out of the envelope. Let me know your thoughts on the Standard, but we're going to actually reference the letter real quick before revealing the XL. We are going to read through the entire thing this time because there's no major spoilers before we reveal that XL. So, dear Hank of the Month Club member, let's start with the stats. This one marks the 65th month of the Standard Club and the 25th of the XL. Time flies when you're hanking hard, am I right? We like to try and have each month very different from the last, so since we themed April, this month is all about color and geometric shapes. May is my, and it's Lauren writing this one, favorite month because it's starting to warm up. Flowers starting to bloom, school is coming to an end, and not to mention it's the month of my birthday and Mother's Day. I originally went looking for fun retro vintage styles, and honestly I think the two patterns we went with actually do have an artsy yet retro vibe, and they just make me happy to look at. It was an obvious decision which print to use for which club due to the large scale of the XL. The XL is my personal favorite because I get Warhol vibes from it, and the colors just rock. The Standard Club is equally as colorful and fun though, and Max is convinced it has something to do with the Brady Bunch, so bonus points if someone can prove or disprove his claim. Funny thing though is that he couldn't decide whether to run the pattern vertically or horizontally for the longest time. He eventually decided on horizontal, but he said that there's one out there that he accidentally did vertically, so if you end up with that one, it's a true one of a kind. Be sure to hit the socials and let us know which is your favorite and what these prints remind you of. Make sure to tag us too because we always reshare. That's always my favorite part, seeing all the photos of the Hank of the Month clubs in your EDC. So keep them coming. Thanks for making our job so fun and rewarding. Happy hanking. Thanks, Max and Lauren Gondek. So we'll move that out of the way. You can see I got the horizontal one, so I wasn't the lucky one to get the one-of-a-kind vertical, but really cool pattern on this one. I can definitely see where he's getting those Brady Bunch vibes from. I can see this pattern being on one of their dresses or even one of their shirts, and so can see that. I don't know for sure if it's identical to any of those patterns. I've seen it, but not really that dedicated where I would immediately recognize it, but I can definitely see those vibes. Funnily enough though, I get those vibes even more from our XL. So let's go ahead and turn that one around for the first time and see this month's design. And so right out of the box, you can see it has kind of a caution tape look. I think that's especially prominent on this one because the yellow and black is front and center. I don't know if that's going to be the case for everyone, or I just happen to get that cut and there's even more colors where your center and your edges can be completely different. But I can see the Warhol vibes that Lauren was talking about here. You can almost imagine this being his take on caution tape with the same pattern repeating in different colors and shades. And so just a really cool, unique look to it. Now the reason this one gives me more Brady Bunch vibes than the other one is not because of the patterns, because I couldn't really see these just straight striped patterns or diagonally striped patterns on their shirts or dresses, but it's the grid format of them, specifically that 3x3 grid with 9 squares that we see in the intro to the Brady Bunch. And so it has that kind of vibe, or even like Hollywood Squares vibe to me, but I really dig this pattern. I really like how the stripes continue as they're changing colors. So you have one continuing stripe that changes colors a few different times across each of these patterns. And so really fun one. I think I prefer the XL a little bit over the Standard, but can't really go wrong either way. I think both look great. In fact, my wife preferred the Standard over the XL, so I'm sure it's going to come down to preference. Let me know which of the two you prefer and your thoughts on both of these down in the comments. And obviously, if you have an answer to that question, if you recognize this pattern immediately as, hey, that's a couch or chair in Brady Bunch, or this character wears that, definitely let me know in the comments, and I'll forward that along to Max and Lauren, who are also sometimes in the comments. So they always enjoy that feedback in the comments as well. So leave it here, leave it on their socials, whatever the case may be. But thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, checking out some of my other videos. All help the channel out a ton, and I hope you have a great one. Take care.